Oh man, this PBC lover, man, never fails, yo. So let's listen to this dotish ninja about butt against the PBC. And let's listen to this PBC lover and his philosophy. Come on.
And the whole thing here is Premier Boxing Champions wants Terrence Crawford to play ball, and Terrence Bud Crawford wants to have everything his way and go for his goals and get the money that he wants. And if he ain't getting it, you against him. So he ain't trying to sign no multiple fight deal with you. He ain't trying to earn no money on the back end. He wants a certain guarantee, a certain level of respect, a certain level of bend the knee to me. So you just got two entities. One is a fighter who's #1 pound for pound in the world, who has a cult-like following of a fan base, who has a sanctioning body clearly on his side, who's now doing business with Turkey Ali Gashik as is PBC, and he's trying to get shit his way. And then you have Premier Boxing Champions, who's like, yo, we ain't just finna be doing one fight deals with you and hoping that you come back for the next fight because you can take this belt and go run off to one of our competitors with it. So we need your ass for multiple fights if you're gonna come over here. And everyone does business like this from Premier.
All right, so I know I got new subscribers, but I gotta let you know that every video on my channel I make is like a little mini video, a clip. So I've been there, done that with this dude. I've been on his channel. Everybody that I have quarrels with and vexed with and got some issues about what they say, I got on their channel. So that's rule number one. Don't come and say, yo, you should just go on his channel and debate him, man. Fuck that debating shit. Been there, done that. You want to see?
Bud Crawford used to get high-ass guarantees. Facts. The fact is, PBC don't pay high-ass guarantees. Facts. The question is that you have yet to answer, and now this is my 4th time asking this same question. What does Terrence Crawford bring to the table that PBC needs to change their business model for him? Very
simple. Okay, I'm going to answer it. You want to know why they need to change their business? Because Errol Spence is asking for strap season, and Errol Spence got the machine behind him. And if Errol Spence want this fight, who's the boss? Wait a minute, who's the fucking boss here? Is it?
So Errol Spence is the boss, not Mayweather, not Al Heyman, not the PBC, not TGB, none of them. So whatever they wanted to happen, and Errol Spence requested to fight Terrence Crawford, Al Heyman and them didn't have nothing to do with that fight. Errol Spence had to go out his way, get a new manager, this and blah, 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 to get that fight happening and get it shown on Showtime. It is what it is. Simple as that. PBC had nothing to do with that. All right? So we are going to rules. And the WBO rule is this. Way before Crawford even stepped on the scene, fresh and clean. Had nothing to do with Terrence Crawford. The rule of the WBO is if you're a 147, 140, 154, whatever champion you are, with that WBO sanctioning belt, that rule is you could go up or down and automatically fight your champion up at that rank or lower rank. That's it. Whatever division he's in, that they're champions, you got the right to go up there, and that's their rules. Just like the IBF got their rules, and everybody's getting stripped, and this and the weight rule, and everybody got their rules. WBC got their own ways of doing stuff. Everybody got their rules. So this has nothing to do with Terrence Crawford. It's just so happened that Terrence Crawford is the 147 WBO champion, and he has the right to take that chip and go down and fight the champion at 140, or move up to 154 where Fundora is and fight him. That's automatically. But when you start hearing stuff like this from the PBC on their side, now listen to this, and you tell me if the rule is biased or what's coming out this man's mouth from the PBC is biased.
So I guess maybe on a kind of like a business position, like who would more likely get the fight between Errol and Crawford?
Who would get the fight?
If between the winner, I guess.
Errol Spence.
Okay.
And there's no knock on Crawford, but Errol Spence he's family. He has a relationship with the PBC and has had a relationship a number of years. And if I'm not mistaken, well, let me start with Terrence Crawford is a beast. But I think he's let it be known that he's a free agent and he's not with the PBC. So, I mean, you know kind of how that goes. It's like.
So I guess I have to ask, like, the follow-up question is, when it comes to the two guys, and Terrence was the one that beat Spence, and the loyalty, the business sense, and even if people can go and nitpick on maybe the business, who may sell more, or the potential of selling the fight bigger, would it still be Errol Spence, or would Terrence Crawford eclipse?
Only in my opinion.
Yes,
it's only in my opinion, because I just happen to know the numbers, and I know the business that all these fighters We fought on pay-per-view and with your live gates looked at. I know that. I know that. Errol Spence against the winner of that fight is a bigger fight.
Even with Terrence beating Spence and being the
undisputed. A lot of times don't really have nothing to do with that. And it's no disrespect to anybody. It's just sometimes how the business is.
Do you think the fans will feel like, because the business, it shows that, and then it's an opinion base, right? Or
sure.
That Spence would probably get the fight for being with the PBC and things like that. But the fans would be a little upset that maybe the one who...
What fans?
The fans, who watch the sport and say, hey, Crawford won. He should, the more legacy-defining fight.
The fans on Twitter?
I mean, in general.
Okay, boxing fans is different from the fans on Twitter, and that's where I kind of run into situations with people on Twitter, the Twitter managers and the Twitter promoters. They don't know the first thing about a fucking big fight, and I'm not talking about that fight. Okay. I'm just saying in general because I've heard conversation. This fight is a big fight. No, it's not. What's considered a big fight? You have
sound like biased talk to me, talking about he's family, or the rules of the WBO, automatically going up to fight the champion. Spence-Fundora. But since Sebastian with the PBC, business is also business too. Let me give you an example of this business. And Ellaby, tell me if I'm wrong about this business, right? Because I'm thinking now, right? I remember TGB or whatever, they gave PBC, they gave Canelo a 3-fight deal. And that 3-fight deal was what? I think the 2 Charlos and Errol Spence. So let's do a little example about business. All right. So Errol Spence is supposed to fight Spence-Fundora, right? Not Crawford, that beat Errol Spence and put that ass whipping on Errol Spence, right? The loser gets to fight Spence-Fundora. The loser. All right. Regardless if he's the WBO champion, Crawford is, and he has automatically moved up to so-and-so. And also, remember, Spence-Fundora, his team, don't want it. They want Errol Spence. They said they want to maximize their what? Benefits. So they'd rather do a fight with Errol Spence first. If he beats him, Crawford's still going to have to wait. Just like Samson or whatever his name said, Benavidez had to wait. He had to wait. Fine. But let's do a business thing let's do an in-house business thing. So let's say Errol Spence beats Fundora. Let's say he beats Fundora. Now, we're expecting to see Charlo, the older Charlo. We wasn't expecting the younger Charlo to fight Canelo and move up two weight classes and all that. But guess what? We're thinking that Charlo, right, is going to fight. Oh, man, Canelo. But guess what? This is the best business deal. Because it's who put butts in seats. And we always talking about Spence could put butts in seats. So in my opinion, I think that if Errol Spence beats Fundora, Canelo's going to choose him. He's going to choose him over Crawford. We already hear that no matter what money in the world, Canelo, $200 million, he don't want to fight Crawford. Little bitty Crawford, they got to move up. Well, if he's at 154 now, he'll move up 2 divisions to 168 to fight Canelo. He don't want that, but he got Charlo to move up, right? All right. So that's not a good business deal, right? So what I'm seeing is that the only way that Errol Spence can get a Canelo fight if he beats Fundora, because he's hot. He's fresh out the pot. He's fresh out the oven. He just beat Fundora. He got belts. Butts and seats. It's the business. And that's my opinion, right? Charlo won't get that fight if Errol beats Fundora. Now, do I got a horse in the race? Yes and no. When I see Spence fight Fundora, I'm thinking about the Spence that will go to the body and break him down and blah, 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 right? So I can see it. I can see Errol Spence beating Fundora. But at the same time, at this moment in time, I got Fundora beating Errol Spence. And the reason why, even though I feel that Errol Spence could beat him, right, in my mind, but I'm not seeing this Errol Spence version because he's been out a year. He got his ass whipped terribly by Crawford. Doesn't have a trainer. And the last thing that really put the cherry on the top with me, besides all that stuff, and I could have gave him the benefit of doubt, is that tweet he put out saying, this might be my last. Hold on. This might be my last fight. We'll see. So that right there, it kind of really irk me, because when I hear fighters say this might be my last, it sounds like his spirit is not in it anymore. Yeah, so when you hear a man say that in boxing, nah, I'm not hearing, Fundora is going to get bust down. I'm not feeling that ambition from Errol Spence. And that's really what's putting the cherry on top, where I say, you know what? Fundora going to put some hurt on him. And regardless, when you fight Fundora, you will find he's awkward, he's tall, he's langy, he's a southpaw, and sometimes his elbows, your head is the same height as this man's elbow, so you will get some awkward, bad hits, and you're gonna feel the pain. You're gonna feel the pain. You're gonna get some kind of pain from his awkward ways and the way he moves. I actually think his sister fights better than him. You know what I'm saying? She knows her range and shit like that. I was always looking forward to Spence-Fundora. I did videos of him a long time ago, thinking he's the next champ and everything. But he kind of disappointed me. But hopefully he might snap out of it. He's still young. He might snap out of it and know how to use his long range and know when to drop those bombs, and when he gets close, instead of always fighting inside, grab him, all right? Especially somebody shorter with a shorter length, and also know how to fight really good. And you can't, your reflexes is not as cat reflexes as a Terrence Crawford or certain fighters like that, Shakur Stevenson. You can't fight fighters on the inside with your tall, langy arms and shit like that. So you might have to grab on and hold on and push them away. And, you know, like I said, I like how his sister fights a lot. I watch his sister. She's got good range. She know how to use her range. She know how to get in and out and block. So hopefully he'll snap out of it. But he's young. He'll snap out of it. He's a good inside fighter. He likes to bang. I like that about him. But sometimes he got to know when to distance himself and just drop those bombs on them, and let that person work his way in there. Let his opponent work his way in with head movements. Fundora got to learn how to use that back foot, man, and that jab, all right? But when it comes to Terrence Crawford, back on him and the PBC or Matchroom or Top Rank or whoever it is, it's just not just against the PBC, all right? At this age, at 36, you can't, especially if you got one up on the PBC already. You got one up. They didn't want you to fight Errol Spence, and Errol Spence went against the machine, and he did what he had to do. So you know you never want to sign to any kind of PBC like that, because they'll put your ass on the shelf. They'll hold your ass up. And a lot of stalling and marinating been going on with the PBC. So for me, my opinion, Crawford needs to stay away from them. If you gonna fight a fight in the 154 division and you get a fight like this fight you're gonna have a Madrov, and you become a 4 division champion, hey, more power to you. If you win, you 4 division undisputed 2 times, great, right? But if the blockage to the artery is because the PBC want to play these games with the in-house, and you're not signed to them because you're a free agent like Canelo, and you know how Canelo beat Kalen Plant from the PBC, unified the belts or whatever, and he skipped to the loo, and when we moved on. I understand that Crawford wants that at this age, because he ain't got no time to be signed to none of these promoters, and they want to marinate fights, and they feel like this is not right, in-house, all that shit. So, and the way I see it with Turki Al-Sheikh, that's making these fights, and a lot of people like Knockout complaining about Turki Al-Sheikh and blah, 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 and this and that. And listen, if I was Turki Al-Sheikh, I'm kind of glad that he did it, and I'm kind of glad that he did it, but I'm kind of glad that he didn't do it, Canelo, because I don't think Canelo deserved $200 million to fight any of these fighters, Benavidez or Crawford. Okay, he need to get off his fucking high horse. He really do. But if that's what Turki Al-Sheikh wants, it's just a droplet in the toilet and flush it. That's all it is. If he wants to pay for this and that's what he wants to see, fine. I ain't got no problems with it. Overpaying, whatever you want, because you're the man and you got the power and you got to let the fight happen. But as we can see, with Turki Al-Sheikh offering Crawford, Canelo, so amount of money to fight Crawford. He said no money on this earth or whatever he said. I'm not fighting Crawford because he's not going to benefit anything. And then when it comes to Benavidez, I think he's getting offered some more money. I don't know if that's fight going to happen. But if he decides to duck Benavidez, like I always say, I have Benavidez first to get that fight and then Crawford. Even though I'm a Crawford fan, Benavidez deserves it because he's in that division already. That's it. That's law. To me, that's law, right? Whoever's in that division deserves that fight, right? But if Canelo don't want to get down with the crown and he wants to duck him and don't want to fight Crawford, but you got other fighters that moved up 2 divisions, and I don't know what you got out of Charlo, but you fought him. But you're telling me you're not going to get anything out fighting Crawford, right? You ain't get no benefits. All right, whatever, bro. But to see this going on shows the bitch-ass mannerisms of Canelo. Listen, it's like the world. That's why I have to stop doing videos. This will be always my boxing channel, but I'm going to move on and do other videos, right? I always keep saying this, but I'm especially in this year, I got to do this one video about a specific topic, not boxing, but it has to pertain to what's going on with humankind, and there might be some changes after 2024 with us only being on this world. Yeah, I'll get to that video. Believe me, you will see that video when it comes out. But it has nothing to do with boxing. But it's just like society. You got your 1%ers, right? And you got the rest of them, middle class, poor, whatever, high, middle class, lower middle class, higher middle class, and then you got your wealthy. Same thing with society when it comes to the 1%. These banks that's they just can't fail. You know, they're too big to fail. And when you're too big to fail, you have the government and so on printing money, bailing these fucking banks out. It's the same thing in boxing. When people say Canelo, he's too big to fail. He's too big to fail, right? He could pick and choose who he want. Well, believe me, I think he will pick Errol Spence if Errol Spence beats Fundora. Best believe that. That's my belief, all right? That's my opinion, right? And not Charlo. That's it, right? And it's just like society, man. Too big to fail. Then you got Tank Davis. He thinks he's the face of boxing. Then you got Ryan Garcia. These are the 3 that irritates the shit out of me right now. Okay. At one time, I gave Ryan Garcia the benefit of the doubt. Oh, he's fighting Tank Davis. Now he's gonna fight Devin Haney. Man, that's cool, man. He's the only one that's fighting the 4 horsemen and blow. But then all this A and B sample and all these talking about I love steroids and people giving him excuses talking about the shit is tainted and it's the product fault, not the person fault. Just put the shit and shove it down his fucking throat, right? It's always everybody else's fault except Ryan Garcia. If I'm a motherfucking boxer and I got products that I want to use, I'm giving it to Vada before I fucking use it. That's it. That's it. By now, every fucking boxer should know the example about this bullshit. I don't need to hear another fucking boxer after this whole fucking thing, because everything is Ryan. I can't deal with it no more. So I will be doing videos on boxing, yes, but I'll also be doing other videos and venturing out of boxing, okay? Because there's a lot of bitch mannerism, bitch ass made shit. And when you two bake to fail like Canelo and Ryan Garcia with all his fucking followers and Instagram followers, and you got Tank Davis with his bullshit. Yo, listen, man. I like Tank Davis in the ring, but outside the ring, he's full of it. Just like a lot of Errol Spence, a lot of fans don't like Crawford outside. Like this nigga Knockout here explained he doesn't like Crawford outside the ring. He's a bad business person. That's what he thinks, right? But he's a free agent. He's building his fucking mansion from scratch. And he's winning. That's it. That's it. So at the end of the day, no matter how you win, he's winning and his business is working for him. So, and this is what he wants right now. Crawford wants, he doesn't want Charlo. He doesn't want Lubin. He doesn't want no fucking 2-deal contract and have to worry about what the fucking uppities want for his fucking career. He's not worried about what the uppities want for his career. He's in control of his motherfucking career at this age. He's 36. I think he's 37 in September. There's no time to be signing. It's one fucking deal at a fucking time. And that's it. And if Turkey Al Sheik want to pay for it, so be it. But now we know that Turkey Al Sheik gave this deal to Canelo, and he's a bitch-ass nigga for Benavidez and Crawford. Now we know the real deal about where his fucking ass is at. He's a fucking bitch-ass ducker and runner at this point. And I believe that at the end of the day, hey, if Crawford beats Fundora, fine. I mean, if Errol Spence, not Crawford. See, I already think Crawford should be fighting the winner already, right? But if Errol Spence beats Fundora, hey, Errol Spence is not going to say, hey, I quit. It's over with. He'll do that with Canelo. And he'll, the same thing that happened with Charlo in the ring, the younger Charlo, it's the same thing that's going to happen. He's going to get his payday and he's going to retire. That's the biggest payday. That's the business of boxing that Ellaby is talking about. So I'm giving you an example how this shit could run down if Errol beats Fundora. All right? So when I hear this shit from this nigga Knockout, and see me, nigga like me, man, I put up and shut up. And in order for me to put up and shut up, I had to do an example. And I asked the same nigga, Knockout 86, yo, why don't you put up a shut up? If you're so invested in Errol beating Spence, Errol beating Crawford, Errol beating Crawford, I'm asking you, why don't you shut the fuck up for a month? Nah, man, it was Kentucky Fried Chicken, dude. The Colonel. I am the fucking Colonel. Nah, man, you don't like boxing. You're trying to stop me from talking. All right, nigga, you can talk about anything else, but you can't talk about the outcome of Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Nah, man, you see, you don't like boxing. You're trying to stop people from talking. No. Let's make a bet. It's called put up or shut up, because on our channels, that's all we do is talk about our opinions. Motherfucker, you're telling me you're not so invested on Errol beating Crawford, but you up there every fucking day talking about let's debate. I want to fucking debate. Finger licking good. I want to fucking debate. The hot sauce. Fucking licking, finger licking good. You this motherfucker always debating. Always want to fucking debate. Always want to fucking debate. He wants to win a fucking argument. Me, as a fucking man, I ain't got time for this shit, nigga. Bet your fucking channel. Bet your fucking channel. That's it. Bet your fucking channel. And then after that, when you lose, you shut the fuck up. Hey, I had to show the example. I did it. I won. I beat. My man beat your man, Errol Spence. So I didn't have to shut the fuck up. But I said, wait a minute. How can I show this unless I lose? Hey, I made a bet with Benavidez versus Boo Boo Andre. I picked Boo Boo. Boo Boo lost. Guess what this nigga did right here? I shut the fuck up. I did it again. With what this fight is. With Tyson Fury and Nagano. Hey, I said, let me pick Nagano. Nagano lost. Tyson won. Guess what happened? Your nigga shut the fuck up twice for a month. But this nigga don't want to do it. He said, I hate boxing for telling the channel to put up or shut up. He's saying that, you don't love boxing because you starting top stuff. No. I make a bet, all above bet. My all above bet is this, my nigga. You lose time, content, and money. And you can't talk about the outcome of the fight. Simple as that. And then guess what? People don't want to hear your fucking mouth. We're like, good. Shut the fuck up. Be a man of your word. You made a bet on live. Make that bet, man. But that's not how it is. It's backwards in this motherfucking world. Nobody want to take the initiative to bet somebody's channel because everybody is about what? Money and politics. It always runs the fucking situation. Politics and fucking money. So these niggas that's invested in making it feel like it's all about them. And I thought it was about the boxers that you really care for. If you should care for them, you should shut the fuck up when you lose. Lose with that motherfucker. Listen, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines. It's not what they say. It's what they're not saying. And I'm always going to tell you again, I ain't here to change your fucking mind. I'm here to fucking irritate your mind. Yeah. All right, so like, share, subscribe. If not, dust the fuck off. I don't give a fuck. And Knockout 86, it still sound like a PBC motherfucking lover.